Today's 805th day that I'm here to lessons on learning. I'm learning. I hope this will support your dreams, your goals, allow you to become the person that you want to become. Today I speak about control of your thoughts, control of your actions. You have a lot of controls, but a lot of times you do not have controls over certain things. And knowing what you have control over and what you do not have control over is very, very important. Because only the things that you're able to have control over, you're able to change, influence, and manage. I think a lot of times people really spend so much time on thinking about things that they do not have control whatsoever. So that means maybe be able to change our thoughts, actions, and decisions based on the things that we're able to control. Because if you focus 100% of the time on things that you're able to influence, that's where you get the most results. Because if you spend 100% of the time on things that you do not have control over, what will happen? Nothing will happen because you don't have control over it. So today we'll share like 10 things that you have control over it. There's even, of course, much more, just a scratch, and 10 things that you do not have control over it. And of course, we do not spend a lot of time in those 10 because we do not have control over it. So let's focus on first, like what we have control over it. So first one, habits. It's easy that you're able to build routines in place. So what do you do on a daily basis? You are in control. Nobody else. Now, of course, say that, oh, I have a job, I have this one, this one. This is just choose. It could be that for a short period of time, you don't have a choice, but you have control. You don't have a choice, but you have control. So that means that you're able to really choose to really what you want to do, how fast you want to get out of your position, because you have control. That means you're able to do something about your life today. Maybe you're not able to change immediately, but you know that you have control to influence sooner or later and make that change. So habits, you're able to control. Number 2 is reactions. That means it doesn't matter what other people do, but you're able to react or respond a certain way. This is your control. That means it doesn't matter what other people do. It doesn't matter what happens. You have full control of your reactions. Very powerful. That means that if you get angry, if you got disappointed, if you got something in between, that means you did it. You controlled it. You made a decision to react this way. Number 3 is communication. Communication. That means it doesn't matter what other people do. If they communicate not in a proper way, you still have control to communicate in a best certain way. That means it doesn't matter what other people do. It's what matters is what you do. So it means you are able to choose to communicate no matter what. It doesn't matter how other people communicate. It doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter anything. What matters is how you communicate. And that means that you have a control of your communication. Number 4 is learning. Learning and educating yourself. Improving yourself. This is all in your control. It's very powerful because if you learn, improve, get better, what happens? You become bigger, and the bigger you become, probably become smaller, and you're able to uplift your life. I truly believe that learning is one of the best ways to change your life. And of course, there's execution on the learnings. Number 5 is choices. Choices. You have full control of your choices. It might be that those choices will be delayed. It might be that you are not able to make choices on a whole day, but if you make right choices, sooner or later you'll be able to make all choices for a whole day, because I know that people have responsibilities. People are dependent on you potentially or on somebody else, and it's hard to make that choice. But again, it's hard to make a choice, or you don't have control of a choice. Yeah, that's it is. It's hard to make a choice, not that you don't have control over it. Number 6 is effort. Effort. That means that when you pursue something, you have full control of your effort. You give you 50%, 40%, 10%, or 100%. Because sometimes people say, "Oh, I'm not built for that," and what happens? They start to give 10, 20% of the actually full effort, and you do not get results, and they say, "Oh, you see, I told you so. This is not for me." If you could give 100% effort, no matter what, and give yourself a benefit of the doubt, and really give 100% of effort, I truly believe that 90% of things that you pursue will succeed. Because a lot of things will not work. And this is part of the growth, part of pivoting and improving and getting better, understanding that the things will not work always the way how you planned. And this is good. That's again, this is part of the joy of life. Number 7 is attitude. You have full control of your attitude. That means how you respond and how you what kind of attitude do you build? Because one of the most attractive traits about people is attitude. Attitude is one of the things that you don't need to say anything. You're able to see by body language, by how they communicate with their body, how they move, how they everything is in attitude. It's so powerful because when someone is entering the room, you know what kind of attitude they have. And when someone has a great attitude, you want to be around them. If someone that doesn't have great attitude, you want to be far, far away from them. So it means that attitude is one of the things that elevates your success, and you have totally control over it. Number 8 is beliefs. Beliefs, so that means what kind of beliefs do you have? And you have control over it. If you do not like your belief, change it. If that belief doesn't help you, hurts you, change it. That means that there are a lot of beliefs that you're able to change. Some beliefs that are facts. Well, of course, like gravity is a fact, it's not a belief. But some beliefs about yourself or the other people is just opinions that you start to believe that is belief. And now we need to change those opinions to believe that you're serving you. Number 9 is health practices. Health practices. That means your health, it might be that influenced by your genetics, by everything between, and you might not have that control over it, but you have control of health practices that influence for the best, that you can really make sure that you are serving your health, not disturbing. The last one that I wrote from the things that you're able to control, even there is much, much, much more, is time management. You have total control of your time. You're able to understand that this is how I manage my time. And if you say that, I don't have control over it, that means that you will lose a lot of time. But if you say that, okay, I have control of my time, then you will control your time, and people respect your time more when you are respecting your time. So when I think about now what you do not have control over it, because there's a lot of things that you don't have control over it, and we need to understand that. So that means that first one is that other actions, other people actions, you do not have control over it. You're able to demand things, but at the end of the day, they will choose to do it or not. And you can be disappointed as much as you want. But if they chose to do it, they will do it. If they chose not to do it, they will not do it. And you, even though that you could say it 100 times, it still will be their decision. Number 2 is weather or natural disasters or anything between, anything regarding nature. You do not have control of it. You're not able to be sad. Like you potentially prepared for some kind of event. You prepared 3 months, and then the day when everything's supposed to happen, the huge rain came in and the event didn't happen. You're not able to be sad about it because this is just, you didn't have any control. You did your best to prepare for the event. The event is supposed to be the masterful, but the weather destroyed it. And that's okay. You don't have any control over it. Number 3 is other people feelings. Now, this is a very tricky one. Other people feelings. You are influencing other people feelings and you have control of the influence. But at the end of the day, you do not have control of their own feelings. That means that if you can try to do your best, but you will not be able to change their feelings. If they are feeling sad and you want to really make them feel uplifted, you will not be able to do so if they will not choose to feel better. So you have influence, but you do not have control of other people's feelings. Number 4 is genetics. That means some things about your genetics you will not be able to change. Your eye color, unless you put some lenses, you're not able to change your height, you're not able to change a lot of things. You're not able to change a lot of things about your body. But that's okay because you do not have control over it. Now you're able to influence a lot of things. That means that how much muscles you have, what is your weight, you're able to really influence that and manage that, and that is what you're supposed to do because you have control over it. But some parts of your body you do not control whatsoever. Of course, the color of your skin, you're not able to have control over it, and that means, of course, you're supposed to think about. And this is part of life that we live in now, that the color of the skin become less and less is important because everyone understands that what's important is the character in that body, not the body itself. Number 5 is passive ones. Passive ones, that means you don't have any control over that. That means that what happened, happened. That's it. Now let's do for things that just we have control over it. We have controls of the consequences and responsibility. So this what we have control over it. So what happened, happened. Let's look into what we have control over it now. That is the most important part. Number 6 is aging. Now again, aging is one of the things that you're able to influence the way how you live your life, but you're not able to stop it. Aging is one part of the life that you will never have control over it. Maybe in the future, in 1,000 years, when they will think about it and will create some things that they're able to stop, but not now. And at this point, this is just part of life. You're not able to be celebrated because it's just part of life. You're not able to control it. Number 7 is world events. We're not able to get sad, disappointed of world events that are happening like far away or in a local community. Those are the events that you do not have control over it. Now, if you want to really influence those, you need to build yourself, build your resources, the money, energy, influence, and you're able to influence those events. So this is what you're able to have control over. But when you're working your job and you don't have any resources, you're not able to control and influence whatsoever. So focus on the things that you're able to do rather than thinking about, oh, so sad. Number 8 is other opinions. Other opinions. There will be always thousands, millions, billions of people who think differently than you. And being influenced by that and really being disappointed of other people's opinions will take joy of you. So I think that's always nice to have a dialogue, discussion with people that have different opinions. But at the same time, we are not supposed to be sad about it. And because we do not have any control, we have influence. We potentially could share our own beliefs and sets of opinions. But this is just opinion. And opinion is one of the most cheap commodity of all. Number 9 is government policies. That means that you don't have any control of it. Now, you have a little bit of influence because you, at the end of the day, go and vote for government. And that, of course, will have small influence on that. But at the end of the day, what happens afterwards, you don't have any control over it. And last one, number 10, is market fluctuations. Market fluctuations. So that means that it might be that you invest and you don't have any control over it. So it means when you invest in it, and now market will go up and down, and you do not have market control. There's just market is too big. There's like trillions and trillions of dollars that is going by through the market. And we think about how much money do we have in a bank, and when we compare it in the market, we realize that we don't know how much influence on that market. And I think when we know that, we are humble to really make sure that we do our best to learn, improve, get better, and know how the market will work and how we're able to use the market in the best possible way. It doesn't matter what market does, you know how to use it for your own benefit, and that's what you have control over. So when I think about control, I think that today's number one thing is that we always need to ask ourselves, do we have control over that or not? And if we have, let's look into, if you do not have, let's look into what we have control over. What kind of influence do we have that we're able to do to make sure that we're able to get the best out of it? So I hope you choose to win, and see you tomorrow.